In just 22 minutes time at 1400 local on the dot, just a few seconds and change, we're going to be witnessing what is FaZe taking on Spirit here within the DreamHack Masters Spring 2020. It's going to be our first matchup of the day, your first matchup of the day, as we start to kick things off here in the right way. I've got Christine and I got Blay with me. We're ready to talk a little bit of counter, but moreover, let's talk about how surprising Team Spirit actually are. Where do they come from? Where did they go? And I don't think that they have anyone named Joe.
All right, 10 points. That was good.
It's not bad. I've been working on it for a little while. Let's talk about what this team has done in a region where they kind of find themselves shadowed a little bit by Na'Vi at times, it seems.
Yeah, right now I don't think they are in anyone's shadow in CIS region, right? Na'Vi having a massive slump at the moment, online, team issues. I don't know what's going on with that team, but we're going to be seeing them later on in Group D. But right now, I feel like we're going to be smelling a lot of Team Spirit today in the server. I think that they might potentially be the favorites, if you ask me. And I know that's a wild statement to make when you have FaZe, when you have Fnatic out there, but they destroyed Fnatic, they wrecked Fnatic, and this is a FaZe who have a brand new player coming in. You might talk about the Cold Zeros and the Nikos and them popping off and pretty much carrying the team to victory, but don't take anything away from Team Spirit. Every one of these players have been looking very good, and not just individually, as a unit, they look very solid. The map pool is very, very deep. And I personally feel it's going to be a pretty hard time in the server here for FaZe Clan.
Yeah, I think you're onto something right there. When we do look at this lineup, there are some heavy hitters. Sumdai Young is the one that often gives us a lot of those words. But when we think about it, when we look at it, there's only so much that can be said. I think more importantly, we hear from Spirit direct.
FaZe is a pretty good team with great individuals. The best things that we can do versus FaZe is play our game and show what we're capable of, and I hope we're gonna do it well.
He's right next to him. He's just sitting there waiting. Chopper, he's just baiting. This control over his plays is fantastic. There's going to be potentially changing the game for Spirit as Chopper takes down 2 quick succession. Third one in the bag as well. Very easy.
It's better to play from underdog's position. I think so. It's clearly on FLTV that we are underdogs, and I think it's gonna work for every underdog on this tournament.
Well, he's not right in saying, or excuse me, he's not wrong in saying that they are the underdogs, because of course they're going to be the underdogs. If you think about just how stacked FaZe Clan are at its very core, regardless of a roster change, which is also something that we should begin to talk about. Now, for Spirit, this is not going to be an easy day in the park for them, or it may just be a complete landslide. We don't really know, and I guess it could be a landslide. It could be an online slide, something of the sort. Either way, let's talk about Bemis. Who the heck is this guy?
Bemis, I mean, he's a 16-year-old heavy gun. We've actually got 2 16-year-olds in this server right now, Trace. We've got Magix and we've got Bemis, the new kid coming in for FaZe. And as Bleb mentioned, I mean, he absolutely impressed as the new young gun coming into this FaZe Clan. Of course, he made some small, minor rookie mistakes, as he should. But I mean, the risk factor, as far as taking risks in that server, he was absolutely there, and he was a heavy hitter for this FaZe Clan side of things.
Yeah, I think baby FaZe assassins. All right. Yeah, the thing with him is you could see like there were moments there yesterday where we could see how green he was and how nervous he was. I think it's more about nerves than anything else, right? When the pressure really got to him. But when it came to playing his role and playing the defaults and playing what he had to do, it was great. He had a clutch moment as well. I do believe he pulled up a 1v2. There's some pretty sick spray transfers coming in on that nuke T side as well. And this is a guy who's not afraid to go in the lead and be sacrificial. When you have players like Rain, Brokey, Coldzera, and Nico in your lineup, the pressure can be a little off. You just have to play your role, and I think personally he did a great job, and I'm looking to see more from this kid today.
Yeah, and you might be saying, well, what really Bemis though? This kid, I don't know about him. Well, I'm thinking that he's going to be one of the next iterations. If we watch him, if we hear from his teammates, they're probably going to say the same things here along the lines that this young Lithuanian talent has showed up in the server, and there's a reason that FaZe Clan have done this, that they have picked him of all of the options that they have. So let's hear what they've got to say.
Spirit is gonna be hard. They beat a lot of good teams as well, and they have good players as well. So we cannot go for the match thinking it's gonna be easy game. I think it's gonna be hard game. They know how to play as a team, but they have good skilled players as well. And I think we're gonna just prepare like we like to prepare. We're gonna study them. We're gonna prepare ourselves as well individually and as a team. And we're gonna check like their tendencies, and we're gonna abuse that.
The bomb will be planted. Nico can't prevent it.
He can stop the cross back, and that's what he wanted to do.
And Gade holding right back.
Oh,
it's enough.
Nico. Has he got time?
I think he has. Just.
And nowadays, like, you don't have like bad teams anymore. Like you had like in 2015, 16, 17. Nowadays, everyone knows how to play the game. So everything's hard, and you need to take every match serious, like being the last match, like a final. And just play your best game, man.
I'm just looking at the past players that have played on this lineup of FaZe, and boy, is it a star-studded red carpet occasion. If you look through that list, it's something special, but there's one that remains true in the test of time, and that's going to be Rain. This guy's been there through the whole thing. What is this FaZe clan all about now?
Rain.
Sweet.
I mean, I did see that stat. It's 25 players has had in the past 5 years, 35 teammates over 5 years. That's insane. And he has been the pillar, the rock, the foundation of this team that we call FaZe Clan, right? The architect of destruction, of aggression, whatever you want to call it. There you go. But I like where he is right now. There have been moments where he had to be the star player, where the team wasn't really clicking or gelling together. And now you got Nico, you got Cole, you had Olaf for a while, you got in Brokey, who's now managed to hold his own. He's now one of the other pillars of this FaZe team, and now you have a new player coming in. So I think now Rain has become kind of like the veteran in the lineup, right? Just sitting back, he knows what to do, he knows what his role is, and when the Call of Duty comes up, not talking about the game, not talking about the actual Call of Duty, he really does deliver.
Yeah, I think you're onto something right there. And Christine, I have a hard time even saying these words before we even see a map veto, but I think there's a real world here where Spirit beats up on FaZe.
I think so too. I'm most curious. You mentioned the maps. Neither of these teams play Vertigo. Both of these teams always veto out Vertigo first. So I'm actually very interested to see which team bites first and actually is the first one to veto it out. Spirit, they seem to be very, very aware of the fact that they're the underdogs. So I'm imagining they bite first.
Yeah, they should be, right? That's one thing they did yesterday as well against... wait, who did I play against? I'm losing my mind here. When they managed to beat Fnatic. Like, Fnatic Vertigo is a map that even Fnatic don't like to play, right? But Spirit didn't waste any time. They banned out Vertigo early on. I think they're going to be doing the same thing here as well. And I think for FaZe, now they have the freedom to go for any ban they want initially, I think they just might go for an overpass.
Yeah, well, let's check it out. We've got the vetoes right here. We got them locked and loaded. We're going to fly them all the way across. Vertigo's out and overpasses out. So it would appear as though you two are brilliant.
Yeah, I mean, thank you, Trace. We did try. Now, the Dust 2 pick from FaZe, they looked very good yesterday, but this is a map, this is a main series, this is bread and butter for Spirit. I am not 100% confident about the Dust 2 pick. I'd rather FaZe have gone for a Mirage pick. I think they're much better on that one, or rather Spirit a little bit weaker on that. The Train pick from Spirit makes a lot of sense. I think that's a map that they know is a potential kink in the armor for FaZe Clan. And yeah, I think overall, this could actually favor Spirit, if you ask me.
I have to agree with that. Yeah, I mean, just even the fact that FaZe is coming out, vetoing out Inferno first yesterday, I believe that was their own pick. And obviously, they struggled massively on their CT side, only getting, I believe, 5 rounds total and losing at that match 14-16. So it makes sense, but, Spirit, they're not the best on Inferno either.
They aren't, indeed. Yeah.
It's bizarre. And, what else can we take away from this, Blade? What were you thinking?
No, I mean, it's just strange, like, the Dust 2 pick, that's one thing that's gonna jump out to me, right? Yes, FaZe looked really good in Dust 2 yesterday. It was against a Godsend, though, and I don't know, I'm not very confident about it. Going to Nuke, I think Nuke is a good map for the guys from Spirit, obviously, but at the same time, we can see that FaZe aren't exactly winners on it yesterday. The only weak point there would be Bimas playing the ramp area and CD side. He's going to be filling all off massive shoes. I think that's something that Spirit could potentially exploit. But looking at all the 3 maps here, Trace, I got to say, Spirit do have the edge, at least map-wise at the moment.
Yeah, it smells like Spirit around here. What do you think, Christine?
You know, I'm most curious to see what kind of FaZe we're going to see today, what pace they're going to bring, because yesterday in their series across all 3 maps, it was such a fast pace, fast tempo on their T side of things, just consistent rushes, which I didn't mind at all. I thought that it reduced the factor of mistakes across the board. It probably made Bemis a lot more comfortable with the fact that these were very straightforward, fast-paced rounds. So today, are they going to take it a little bit slower? I mean, their CT side, it absolutely suffered with this kind of fast pace.
Yeah, and you know, Christine, I think you bring up an excellent point right there. And I would also like to know where our Twitch audience stands as I asked them to get their vote on. That's right. You know what to do. You know what time it is. Go ahead and head into the Twitch chat. It's either hashtag FaZe or hashtag Spirit. Now, interestingly enough, every time we do one of these things, it's always the favorite team, right? Not maybe so to say the technically sound team, but the favorite brand that always wins this thing out. So perhaps today we get a little bit more of a half and half.
I don't think so.
Yeah, come on,
Twitch
it's
chat.
FaZe. It's FaZe.
No, it's FaZe, right? You're gonna have FaZe. Yeah. I'm gonna put my number. It's gonna be like 70, 80, 20 to FaZe, obviously. But I'm gonna go against Twitch chat. Surprise, surprise.
Well, hold on now.
And yeah, I'm just saying. I just don't agree with them.
Yeah, and you don't have to agree with them. I can understand that, but you have to be one with them. You have to understand what it means to be a Twitch pleb. And by pleb, I mean I'm sitting right there alongside of you watching these games. So shout out to all the Twitchers out there. And with that said, we go to a quick break. We come back. We've got the map vetoes. We got everything that we need. Let's just get the damn game started. We'll be right back after this, everybody. It's Spirit taking on FaZe. Well, Spirit picked Train, FaZe picked us 2, and we end up on Nuke as a 3rd, but we haven't even begun the series yet. We are right here for Spirit versus FaZe in the DreamHack Masters Spring 2020. Y'all, welcome back. My name is Trace, and alongside of me are Blett and Potter. We're ready to walk you right into this thing. And I think this matchup's got a little weight behind it. I think it's got a little pep in its step, if you will. And if you think about, hey, Olaf Meister's really popping off lately. Just kidding. He's not playing with this team right now, or probably anymore. We don't know. He's taken a bit of a hiatus, which has brought about a new member of the lineup here for Spirit. That does bode well. You have to consider how that helps Spirit, and in the long term, or at least in the short term of this game, I think that's going to go a long way.
It definitely should, right? I mean, sorry, Blett, to cut you off, but just to mention what you were talking about a little bit earlier, Olaf Meister provided a little bit more than just the stats part of things, right? He provided stability. Right. He provided top-notch communications that allowed FaZe to have a good defense. And yesterday, we saw how their defense was so lackluster across all the maps. So, I mean, certainly Bemis, he's got to step up a little bit more than just the fragging department to be able to fill Olaf's shoes.
Yeah, and I think the most obvious aspect of the defense falling apart was at B-Bomb side. Funnily enough, it wasn't Bemis playing there. It was basically Nico and Cold. 2 players you never expect to kind of, mess things up, right? 2 of the best players in the lineup. And that B-Bomb side was very, very, looking very rough, the defense, and it was getting exploded time and time again. Knowing Spirit, they're going to try and abuse that fact here. And if I'm FaZe, I want to tighten that ship up a little bit better.
Of course, but when we look at the veto, do we think that this one steers it right into Spirit's back pocket regardless? I just have to look at it and see it from that angle at least. Does it make sense, or am I crazy?
No, you're 100% right. Train pick coming from Spirit, that's a map they're very comfortable on. FaZe aren't necessarily at their best on that map, and especially Train T-side, new player coming in, that can get really tricky, right? Dust2, Fnatic gave respect to Spirit yesterday. They banned out Dust2. That's how good Spirit can be on that map. And Dust2 getting picked by Spirit means the first 2 maps already kind of favoring them. Going to Nuke, I think that's more 50-50. FaZe showed that they have what it takes, but the CD side was looking a little bit rough on that Nuke side. So that's something that Spirit could definitely take advantage of. So looking at all the 3 maps here, I'm actually siding with our CIS boys.
Yeah, and you say let's look at all 3 maps here and look at it, and what I really want to look at is what the people have to say. That's what's important, Bled. Let's take a look at those Twitch poll results. I asked you to vote, and you did, and overwhelmingly you went for FaZe Clan. Now, what does that mean exactly, Bled and Christine?
It means that the FaZe clan marketing is happy. they're very good. No, I think it completely makes sense. I mean, Nico, the flicks that Nico has been providing for us with that AWP, whenever we get the luxury to actually have it, it's incredible. So, I mean, they're hitting on all cylinders right now, individually speaking, on the FaZe side of things. So I think it absolutely makes sense.
So let's do it this way. Do you agree with the Twitch chat, Bleh?
Listen,
Blood
I mean,
doesn't. Come on.
they're a special hive mind. I think they're great. You know, when they all come in together, they have a total IQ over 10 million times. But this time around, I'm gonna say no. I think Spirit take this one. It's gonna be a close series. I'm expecting Nico and Cole to pop off and try and drag FaZe across the finish line. But I think the fact that Spirit are playing with a full lineup and that they are a definitely dangerous opponent, and also the maps definitely do favor the Russians, I'm gonna go with them for this one.
Christine, what do you got?
No. I can see where Blez coming from for sure. Spirit, they're an exciting team to watch, but come on, it's FaZe. Nico, he's popping off. So I don't think FaZe. It's gonna get close, especially on that dust too. But FaZe are gonna finish this out 2-1.
Honestly, I'm not really sure. You guys have me kind of torn apart right in the middle here. I'm split right down the middle of this desk, and I'm just kind of tempted to even just side with Twitch chat on this one, even though I know better. I know better than that, and I know that Spirit looked good. So you know what? Hell with it. Let's go with Spirit. I think that they've got what it takes.
There you go.
Honestly, given the circumstances for FaZe Clan, it does make sense if you put Spirit just a little bit higher on the pedestal than you would with FaZe. So excuse me when I say I will be back with you two shortly as I bring in our commentators. It's time to get this game started. So I don't think that we have much more to talk about here, but perhaps these two gentlemen, sprightly of course, waking up early this morning, are Hugo and Harry Russell. Not both
Trace.
Russell, but you guys understand what I'm getting at with that, right? So,
Yeah, man, I think we get it. Trace, I like your prediction for this one. I like that you've gone for Spirit. I spent a solid hour period last night trying to convince Hugo that Team Spirit here are going to make the deepest possible run.
Yeah, you said it, Harry. You don't just mean this matchup, you mean the tournament as well. You've got high hopes for Spirit in the CIS region. So yeah, Trace, thanks very much. We're gonna take it from here. But Spirit, I think that's a safe prediction right now. Yeah, this is a crazy matchup, Harry. This is so weird. What a timeline we're in to be looking at FaZe, to be looking at
Nico, Cold Zero, Rain, and going, yeah, these bunch of Russians that 16-year-old, yeah, they'll take him down, easy peasy, lemon squeeze. Yeah, I think there's a lot of good reasons for me leading in favor of Spirit, at least for this particular matchup, right? For FaZe, I think you're going to be relying very, very heavily on the individuals. Now, luckily enough, they're not exactly shy on great individuals, right? So they do have that going for them. However, I will say, Team Spirit, they've been looking great. We've cast them like this insane streak, right? Going from the road to Rio, where they win that out flawlessly in the CIS division. They drop 2 maps across the entire event, right? Never even dropping a series. Then they come here. They look good, really good yesterday versus Fnatic. They take that series 2-0, right? So things are looking good right now for Team Spirit. It feels like they've hit this point where everything is clicking into place. And I feel like you see this quite a lot with teams where you hit the golden run and everything just feels like all the work you're putting in, right? You're seeing the results exponentially in the server. You're seeing your progress in real time paying off for you. So everyone's motivated, everyone's on the same page. And I think we've hit that little time period now with Spirit, and I really hope that they can keep this up. You can see the Betway odds putting this one in favor of FaZe. I think for a lot of people, that's just going to come on the back of the names in the server, right? And the tenure of this FaZe squad. And I think a lot of people as well, they want to believe in the new addition of BMAS into this crew as well.
And yeah, no doubt, definitely talented players on FaZe, but that team play for Spirit, it is very, very good on this key side. We'll get to more of that later as we're into the action, we're into the pistol. It's the first map of the series and Spirit's pick. They start on T side and Mir finds a pick out into the pop dog. FaZe with 3 outer and the bomb going inner. So Spirit avoiding the stack and the setup here for the FaZe clan. That smoke will land deep in the connector for Chopper. And that's actually going to cut off BMAS here, who's in con. He's actually just decided to rotate out of B. He's going to come to regret that one as the flashes fly on in. He hears everything, but he can't put a stop to it. Plant can be allowed here by Spirit. That bomb's still stuck behind the Grey Train, so Chopper needs to get it across, and he will do so. FaZe a man down, 2 men down rather, with a retake. They do have a kit, but the odds are stacked against them.
Yeah, it's not looking great. Chopper's kept this one in the advantage, getting that immediate trade after his teammate Disbalance was taken care of. Nico and coldzera. Nope, now just coldzera. It does have a kit at least and a smoke as well, but the trade kills are good from Team Spirit, and the players going aggressive are able to cut down FaZe the moment they rotate into this site. I think a good sign as well is that you've got like Mir finding that little opener, right? For me, he's been a real key player in this Team Spirit squad. I think him and Chopper, the consistency that these two have found as of late is stellar. And I think one of the reasons that we're seeing this Team Spirit crew look so deadly is on the back of the performances that these guys deliver in the server.
Force buy for FaZe, though. They're not waiting around to get those investments in. I think, you know, one thing that Spirit have looked really good on is those T sides. And while starting on the T side of a map like Train may feel like a handicap, I think for Spirit, this is only going to benefit them. We see them on maps like Nuke, Train, Inferno, Mirage, all with better T sides and single sides, which, yeah, okay, the game is certainly leaning T-sided more so now than ever. But, you know, that's still pretty impressive for Spirit. And yeah, worth keeping in mind for FaZe Clan here in this series, and especially in a map that, you know, they haven't played frequently. This is their least played map except for Vertigo, which is their Instaban. So yeah, there's definitely gaps. There's definitely holes that Spirit can exploit here. And well, they're looking for more in this second round. FaZe rotating Brokey to B to join BMAS. It's actually a bit of a stack rotation for FaZe moving into the connector, but Spirit throwing out a nade and will commit with it. That's going to draw these Deagles back. Rain looking for something, but the smokes just cover every player from Spirit. It almost looks like there's no one in the yard, but little did FaZe know 5 Ts are hanging about in the Olaf position. Spam tagging coming on. Nico getting low, dangerously low, finished off by Mir, and now Spirit are going to start to flood the site, even though those rotations are back for FaZe. It's just so many T's here on A.
Yeah, this force buy becomes really tricky to get anything done with now if you're FaZe. One by one, they are just getting mopped up. BMAS maybe looking to try and save. It's him and Brokey left in the server. And they will just group on up over here towards this B site. Try and hold on to the Scout and D combination.
Brokey's fit very well in this team, and he's certainly improved, you know, a huge amount since joining FaZe, which is awesome, and many FaZe members have talked about that as well. But I wonder what the vibe is going to be like having 2 less experienced players, especially in this team of quite literal legends in the form of Nico, coldzera, and Rain. So yeah, that's maybe a danger for FaZe. I think JW put it very well in his interview after that Fnatic Spirit game last night, where he said that Olaf was actually one of the best teammates he'd ever played with in terms of just being, you know, not necessarily always just being that fragger, even though he certainly was for Fnatic for some time, but, you know, communication and helping his teamwork and playing together, all of that. Apparently Olaf was incredible at it. So, you know, that's something that now FaZe have lost, and who knows if BMS can bring that into this team, considering this is his first proper team. So, you know, lots of questions for FaZe Clan, and that's why we favor Spirit, I think, in this series so much. We'll see all these questions get drawn or get answered, I guess, in this series, or a lot of them at least. Spirit, another anti-eco. FaZe's force found nothing in that previous round. We're going to see Spirit look for a contact, but FaZe not giving them all too much. Mir gets a spot, but he also gets a tag and doesn't want to commit with that one. Chopper taking Ivy alongside Magix, and one by one, Spirit, they're going to make their way into this A split.
Yeah, Rain at E-Box with this PT50 is able to complicate matters a little bit out of the gate, and actually the kill presenting itself this time to Nico. It does all fall onto BMAS. He's still in a 1v2, but there is a chance for him here in this round. Can he finish the work that Nico and Rain I can't even talk today, Hugo. It's still too early in the morning.
Start the day, Harry. Give it a few rounds. We'll warm into it.
Yeah. Well, BMAS, he's
courtesy
got a warm... Courtesy of Hugo Byron on this one for bailing me out. BMAS does get taken care of, so it's a good thing I kind of fluffed that entire sentence.
Yeah.
Team Spirit 3-0 up, and now we have this first buy ready to come through for the side of FaZe.
Impeccable pistol work from Nico and the like. So him and Rain find 3 P250 kills in that round combined and just slaughter some of the Spirit players, considering they were armored and AK'd. That's impressive stuff. But it won't hold too much value, it won't hold with too much weight. It's just gonna, you know, put FaZe on a rifle round here regardless. And Brokey, what? Fully flashed, takes the timing shot, kills Rain. Oh no, that is not what you want if you're FaZe Clan. The first rifle round of this game, and one of your AWPs just killed Rain in that A bomb site. Head in the hands for Brokey here. Man down our FaZe, and if there ever was a time to hit that B bomb site, this would be it.
And they certainly look tempted, don't they? They're ready to go on in on the side of Team Spirit. BMAS is going to have a pretty tall task ahead of him now. And Brokey has arrived nice and quick on rotation with this AWP. He's trying to get into an angle where he can help his teammate, but nothing's available.
Nice.
And Brokey, well, he will put up a double. He's kept this in favor, or not in favor, but even odds with FaZe. And he's also dropped the bomb right in his prying eyes. So he's able to keep on looking at the package. It has been retrieved by the iDisbalance, who catches a bit of a timing while Brokey's repositioning. Bomb now planted, and Magic's having gone aggressive here. iDisbalance just got tagged by the AWP, and so that's him put down low. We're looking for a bit of a hero in this round for Team Spirit. And 16-year-old Magic's, well, he certainly looks like he could be the hero. 4 kills in the round, and he puts up a 4th on the board for Team Spirit.
You couldn't tell this guy was inexperienced at the pro level, at the tier 1 scene, because he just looks so comfortable. The way that he approaches those fights, and even, I mean, look at that, Harry.
Yeah.
You can't really blame anyone there. Brokey gets flashed, he takes his shot off of the flash timing, knowing a T could be peeking with it. But yeah, Rain walks right into the bullet. Certainly not Rain's fault. I'm not blaming any victims here. But yeah, I mean, Magic's, he looks so good here for Spirit and finds a big round there with FaZe's rifles out. Now the Deagle for Rain, it almost feels better than a rifle at times. At least this time he's got to play the round, get out of the spawn at least and get a kill, as Brokey does the same, and AK gifted. And Spirit can't afford to throw bodies at the problem. They could be giving another weapon away. iDisbalance almost runs through that Molotov and gives them an AWP. That would have been the round falling apart for Spirit. They still have a chance here. They've just got to be worried about this one rifle picked up. Brokey, that one unarmored player playing with the AK. I'd love to see that gifted over. coldzera is hanging about. He is here. So maybe later for FaZe. Right now, they don't want to be caught switching weapons. If Spirit peeked them off of a timing, SDY gets spotted in the pop dog by that cross from Brokey. And Cole's going to be baited in and shut down by Sumdai Young. Now the Ivy split. Brokey's keeping an eye on it, and there's a wrap through the spawn.
Oh, iDisbalance going to get the better of him there with the AWP. Now BMAS, once again, all alone. As is kind of the life of this B-side rotator, right? You're either getting attacked by all 5 at once or having to retake in a 1BX. So definitely not the easiest position for BMAS to be in. But I think it's like a good trial by fire at the same time, right? Like, yeah. I think if you're someone who is like you think about some of the really good B anchors on a map like Train, right? I think of someone like Rops, for example, over at the B bomb site, and he's so good at it. You can tell like he's very much had to craft this this knowledge of how to best get some usage out of that rotating B site anchor role. And you know, I'd love to see BMAS become that man.
Yeah, for sure. Like, you know, trial by fire, obviously never going to be easy in the short term, but it's all about building a player here for FaZe, right? They want to do what they did with Brokey, turn a young, you know, a very, very capable individual when it comes to like fragging into, you know, a star player or someone that can, you know, compete on the world stages. And that is certainly viable. Brokey's looks really, really good as time has gone on for FaZe, and I can only imagine BMAS will be the same if he sticks around inside of this roster. So we'll have to wait and see. Right now, FaZe down our man and down by 5. Spirit, I love this slow T side. They just work a pick and then they stop. They just chill. And a lot of the time that makes FaZe think that Spirit have gone B, but not in this round. FaZe have actually read this very well. Spirit have gone for a lot of B executes in man-up situations. They don't want to be predictable, and FaZe have read into this. They've stacked 4 on that A bomb site. They've left B open for the taking. Spirit are going to be heading into this bomb site. BMAS lining up a double. That's a good spray from him. The smoke lands in main, and that cuts Spirit out of this position. They can't commit, and they've just lost 2 men as well. That's a real problem. Back to B they go. This should almost seem all too obvious for FaZe Clan, but they're there late. Sumdai Young has already crafted a path into the bomb site, and FaZe are watching the connector, very scared of the potential of a pushed-up T.
Yeah, keep your eye on Rain. He's looking to get a little bit cheeky here in the pop dog, and you can see that Chopper's waiting for it, and Chopper does just swing on down, takes Rain out of the round. Sumdai Young, the man who has been an incumbent force at this B bomb site for a little while now. He's going to go aggressive and starts to push up close. Now, Magix was able to get a lot done from this position, but Sumdai Young not able to replicate that same success. Leaves Chopper now in a 1v3. 2 kills to his name already. He's going to have to ace this one if Team Spirit want to pick it up. And with Nico already defusing this bomb, Chopper's actually looking like he's going to peel off and save.
Probably the right call here. It's not a money issue for Spirit, it's just a reality, right? 6 health, 1-on-3 versus FaZe, in a position where you can't really defend that bomb, right? You don't have a Molotov, you don't have Util to get you out.
I almost do, like, you know, if Chopper maybe had all the info there in the sense that he knows they don't have kits, maybe that tempts him to hang around, but yeah, it's still
he's never going to know that.
Right?
5-0 down with a full buy round. FaZe, I mean, you know, they should have kits, so...
And now they do, Hugo. Now they do.
The upgrades are here, and the round is as well. FaZe finally break the curse and Spirit provide to them. It's going to be Orbs back in the hands of Brokey and coldzera. I love how much we're seeing this switch over for FaZe. It's kind of exciting. You know, maybe playing it off a spawn, off a feeling, off a position. Good double nade into main puts Mia on 1 single point of health. Drop your 1s in the chat because he is just a breath away from death. Minus balance might gift death, but he unscopes as NiKo goes for the peak. That is Counter-Strike 101, ladies and gentlemen. Never look away. Never take your eyes away from the prize, because that's what's going to happen. FaZe a man up, and now they can start to craft rounds together, you would hope. Mir's taking the AWP. Considering he's low, this makes a lot of sense. Rain is playing timing in the pop, though, pushing in after the flash, but they're so ready for him. And 2 players dropped. They'll pop his head. Spirit back in a 4-on-4. Again, another great time to hit that B bomb site if they want, and I think they do. BMAS is pushed up right now. He's not spotting, though, and so Spirit, they could just execute down ramp and walk right past him in theory. They're going to look to try and fake outer. Somebody on breaking the windows and Ivy control getting taken by Magics, but this is all too clear.
BMAS swinging early. Lines up a double, and that's all thanks to Mir being brought down to 1 HP earlier on by those nades in main. Magic's on his Ivy lurk, and he is going to deal damage onto NiKo, leaving himself now at 1 point of health as well. FaZe, they haven't rotated into B, and that's what Team Spirit were hoping for. That's how they'd anticipated this round to go down, and this leaves Magic's in a pretty undoable spot. 1 HP versus Brokey. And coldzera, 7 seconds left. My goodness, he is going to nail the first man, but yeah, there's just not enough time, sadly.
Great shot.
Still, yeah, like, incredible that you're able to stay alive there if you're Magics.
Like, that's a shame. Obviously, that's a round where it's not in his hands whether it's winnable or not. Obviously, like, you know, if he plays that as best as he physically can, he still can't win it as long as FaZe run away. As long as Brokey just leaves the bomb site, or whoever that was, rather, just run. And there you go. No time for the plant. Bomb is pop. FaZe have a man on the site. Even though Magix kills him, still a second round for FaZe. And they'll take that. You know, it's not an easy one, but it is a round. And FaZe, they're not exactly full of them. 2 to 5 and more orbs. This time only 1 for FaZe as the money gets drawn to a bit of a close for the short term. Double Ivy push. They're going for the old school boost. coldzera going above. He loves this trick. Magix, is he going to be ready for it? This is a bit of a classic cold move. Nothing getting seen. There's the spot and the kill. He falls off. NiKo gets dropped, though, because he came back from that Ivy push, and Chopper had already taken control out of Olaf, finding him. So Spirit down a man off the back of Rain, but a man inside of B could find the pick, could force the pain. BMAS has given away his position, and that's going to let SDY just drop on him from above. Quick B pick for Spirit. They can grab the bomb and just exit this site if they want.
Yeah, they're going to leave Mir here to come in late on this lurk and maybe cut down some of these players in rotation. I mean, alternatively, they don't have to commit to B, because while Young is deep, he does actually get dropped. And so now you're looking towards Mir, and you're wanting him to take some map control, secure a bit of a foothead, so that this bomb can come in on rotation and have a pretty clear path into the site. Now, he's chosen to push Connector, clears out this area, but it's Rain creeping up in Ivy. Could cause problems. This bomb on the back of Chopper is slowly tiptoeing his way.
Has to cross.
Down through Olaf, but yeah, he's going to have to make this cross. He's trying to go over the top of the train. Oh, Rain, the timing just couldn't be worse there. Couldn't be worse if he tried. Rain will quickly deal with the first, but it's still Mir, who was in a 1v3, now turned 1v2. He's trying to navigate this one. There is a wrap coming in from coldzera over towards Ivy. Mir repositioning to the back of the bomb train, and he's heard Brokey and Connector. It's cold that he's got to be ready for. On this Ivy flank, Brokey bested almost immediately, and Mir's going to reposition into the connector. He's hidden himself away. Cold, running out of time, taps the bomb. Mir's going to start to creep on in. Cold is sticking it, and Mir beats him to the punchline. 3 kills in the 1v3. He gets it done. Team Spirit, 6 on the board. And FaZe, they're left trailing behind.
And to think if Rain just held that timing, right? He was obviously scared of Ivy, scared of the late play, but if he didn't look in that one particular second, he would have dropped the bomb of the cross. And, you know, it still could have been a round for Spirit for sure, but that would have been an entirely different round. And it wouldn't have been a post plant, which would have given FaZe so much more advantages in that situation. Spirit, man, this is a great T-side as we expected on their map pick in the series. 6-2 up, FaZe broke, finally been put back down to Deagles. Although Spirit's money, it's not exactly out of the woods just yet either, right? They've been losing a lot of players and winning these one-on-ones, so it comes at a cost when they have to reinvest 4 rifles every round. And that means FaZe, even on this eco, if they win this eco, Spirit are broken, so worth keeping in mind. But that's why Spirit want to keep as many players as they can alive in this round. FaZe going to gamble. I like this call. It's a Deagle round. Why not? Put 4 inside that B bomb site. Spirit have been very quiet in this round. That bomb is going up right now. It's not clear which site this is, but lots of smokes on A should tempt Spirit into this one. FaZe could even push the inner halls if they want more information and to bait Spirit in, but by this point, these T's are already out in the yard.
No one's cleared out Cold Zera though, and he's still here. Now, Mir is like edging this way, and okay, yeah, missed shot from Cold. That's going to allow Mir to flick back around and deal with him. And now these Deagles are going to struggle to get much done, you would think. Rain with a nice little flick there onto Magix, but that's him drawing to a close. I like B-Master's investment in this round, by the way. Little Zeus P250 Warrior. Let's see if he gets anything out of it. So right here, you know, you hear that scope in, and if you're B-Master, you're thinking, there's like $4,750 around this corner I can get my hands on. Yeah. So he pulls out his little Zeus, he pulls out the little taser, he's ready to put a lot of volts down range, and well, Sometimes Young, the disrespect, kills him, takes the Zeus, fires it off, and that's like a big, you know, I knew what you were trying to do, like and I ain't gonna let you do it.
It's like you're playing the cheaters. Like, you're just holding, you haven't made any noise, you flank the entire way, and then you just get pre-fired by some Russian dude running around the corner. Like, okay, or some Ukrainian dude in this case. It's a great round for Spirit. They're gonna lock it in. 7-2 on the T side. That eco for FaZe gets swept under the rug, and now another buy round for FaZe with an AWP on Brokey. B-Mass moving back on B. He's got to have his wits about him. Spirit are about to execute onto the site. They're going for a quick one here, and with no early pick as well. FaZe read it. They're going to rotate this orb over. Brokey's been very good in this rotation position. Can he put up a fight here and now?
He's going to have to. And once again, he's got old-mate Brokey available on rotation to come on in with this AWP. So they're both here to anchor down this B site and try and keep Team Spirit at bay. The flashes rain on in, so Brokey's reposition to take this angle onto the cross. But one man's already gotten up close, and that could cause some problems here on in. Biomass falls within the bomb site, and now Brokey still not able to find this man who's wormed his way up close. For Team Spirit, that will instead get mopped up by Rain, and now Brokey looking up onto the rafters. A nice shot on a Somdai Young, and Chopper accidentally throwing his gun away, has retrieved it, but not so much success. FaZe, they actually get this retake off. It's helped out massively by the double from Brokey. Just slows down Team Spirit's progress into the site. It even meant that like dealing with BMAS was like a real challenge, because the players that were meant to be coming in from upper to support that hit were so paranoid about the orb. They dropped that close smoke, right? There's players trying to push up close, and one of the two that are meant to reach that connector never even make it. So great stuff from Brokey on this AWP to keep that round in FaZe's favor.
It feels like he's just getting better and better each game. I mean, you know, 2 kills on rotate there. The round that he killed Rain and Spirit went inner, Brokey got 2 kills on the rotate there and 1 FaZe around. So, you know, it's definitely showing up with the AWP, the effect that we needed. The FaZe certainly needs. 7-3 down right now. Another pick potential for Brokey. He's going to miss the shot. Deep Olaf Molotov won't affect the player that's already out. That's Mia. Once again, in this cheeky little position, waiting and waiting for his time to strike. Any information, any audio towards Sandwich or top of the trains can force Mia to go out. Or he can wait for just the timing as his team execute upon Ivy, for example. We'll see if that's the case. Cold, he wants to know if that's the case as well. He's taking the orb down this position, and he's got a nice flick onto Magix, getting him out of the round nice and early. Mir doesn't want to react off the back of that. He knows Cold will come back to this position with the AWP, and that is the case. Rotating now towards ult bomb. Nico's pushing the sandwich. This is the info Mir's waiting for. If Nico makes any noise, he might just be dead, but he is playing things so cautiously, not giving away a kill, just tucking and playing timings on this train. Spirit, they want this A site, but they've really done nothing to hint that, apart from just having Mir sat here. He's been joined by the AWP, but he won't check the corner. Nico gets out and trades the gun quickly, going above the train and looking for Idis Balance, who was scoped in, couldn't see him above him, and now 1 by 1. This is Spirit getting picked apart by FaZe. This is FaZe feeling in control, and it's not the round that Spirit wanted to muster in this T side, especially considering this is going to break their economy.
Oh, yeah, quite a way to have it all fall apart for Team Spirit in that round there, but a great round from FaZe. They keep it flawless, and that's going to prove to be valuable looking to the future of kind of stumbling back to your feet in this half, and that's exactly what FaZe are hoping to do.
But even so, man, even if FaZe go 8-7 up right now, like, that's still a great T-side for Spirit. It's something they should be happy with. So, you know, not out of the woods yet are FaZe. Eco into that B side for Spirit. And double AWP for FaZe could be a bit of a problem, but Nico, well, he's a bit of a solution here in the B halls. 3 kills before that AK is gifted. And what can Spirit do with it? Now here, if you're Spirit, bleed the round as long as you can. Get as much value out of this AK-47 as you possibly can, because that's all you've got here. Magic's looking for B picks, but he's walking into an AWP right now. It's going to be BMAS holding the sight contact, spraying away, drops that man. AK gets picked up, second for the job. It's Mia. He spots the drop, but the AWP rotates, and FaZe will lock in that round. 5 up on the CT side. Things are looking a lot better for FaZe. They're getting comfortable. They're warming up, and they're making money while they do it.
Yeah, something else that's a little bit scary is, you know, when we were, I think it was when we were 7 rounds into this game, Magic's had 9 kills to his name, right? And so, like, you know, you were thinking, nice, okay, this is cool, but now it's been 5-6 rounds since then, and he's managed 1 kill in that whole time period. This time is the first to fall again, so it feels like there's been a bit of a swing there for him individually, right? He's gone from being someone who was finding success constantly to now, you know, I mean, everyone has these feelings, right? We're having games, it just feels like you're wrecking everyone, and then suddenly it just turns on you, and you can't get back into that same rhythm.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a real test to see if this young gun can get back into those high spirits.
He's 0-4 in opening duels, and I think a lot of that is what we just saw. Cole pushing Ivy with the AWP in back-to-back rounds and killing him first. Like, that really doesn't help. That doesn't give you any way back in. And that shows that FaZe have the answers to Team Spirit's game plan, which is, I think, the biggest question of this game is, like, can Nico provide the solutions? Can Yanko provide the solutions once Spirit start to get the ball rolling and give us a lot of T rounds like they started this game with, going 5-0 up, going 7-2 up? Well, FaZe have had those solutions. 3 in a row and a man advantage in this round with a read that this B play is coming through.
Oh, BMS Molotov out. The flash is so good, and he gets away with damage, but that's not going to be enough here. There's the shot from Brokey, at least. These AWPs have been so key at helping out at this B bomb site, but is it going to be enough? It's 2-on-2. Mir and Chopper both very, very low.
Ooh, look at Cold.
Mir has bypassed these players on the offensive now, and is in the back line. They are kind of accounting for it. Chopper's spotted 1. Mir's going to mop it up. Wow. Oh, and he follows up with the second as well. 3 in the round for Mir and an 8th on the board for Team Spirit. You look at that one there. There was less than 25 points of help on both of these 2 remaining players for Team Spirit combined. FaZe, they had 2 full health guys coming in on that retake, and that flank from Mir does absolutely everything.
Yeah, that had to do everything as well, right? Because not only the player on the site was getting, you know, looked at by Cold Zero, who fires from above, but that bomb is planted default. If Mir doesn't immediately kill Cold on the upper with the AWP, Cold drops on the site and sticks the bomb and wins the round. There's nothing Mir can do there if Cold sticks the bomb. So yeah, he would have lost it, and he had to get that immediate trade. So good work on Mir, man. Continuing carry to impress and put up these performances that you know, we wanted out of Mir for a while. In Gambit, it didn't feel like we had the Mir that we know we could have, the Mir that showed us what Vegas Squadron could do at the majors. And right now in this team, Mir is looking like he's found his form again. Spirit, a fast B play once more. BMAS overwhelmed on that bomb site. The AWP might even just try and save here for FaZe. You can see the consideration. Rain and Brokey running away, and FaZe with only 3 alive. They want to give this round to Spirit, give away 9 as they try and keep their economy alive for the last round of the half. That's all they can afford to do here. So FaZe, every gun they get out of this round is massively important, and that's only going to tempt Spirit into chase more.
Yeah, Magix has got nothing to lose, right? And everything to gain. That's how he's looking at this. Every kill he gets nets in that. Oh dear, Magix. He runs all that way, and as he uncovers the nest of FaZe, he decides to try and switch weapons.
Is that even a weapon there? I didn't see one.
No, I didn't either, but I assume there was one around.
Right.
Like, you know, why else would he just drop the Mac 10? I know, I'm just assuming at this point Magix is a far smarter guy than I am to be putting up these numbers.
That's a classic, like, you thinking they're saving Ivy because everyone saves Ivy every round.
I mean, I can imagine, you know, like, BMAS was watching Cold nail Magix just then and was like, yeah, that's why you don't, you know, I had to learn the hard way why you don't switch weapons mid-combat yesterday.
He's never going to live that down,
honestly, that's like one of those ones that sticks with you, like a debut game.
Especially at the time it happened. Like, was it 14-14 or 15-14? I think it was 15-14 down, right? Like,
yeah, I think it was vying for overtime.
In a 3-on-3. Like, that's, I think, why it's going to be remembered. But well, either way, let's move past it, Harry.
Yeah, this A play coming through, and Mir's opened up, and Nico with his little UMP up on top of the trains is laying down the pain. Nico still dancing around, finally bested by Magix. He was running low on ammo. Didn't really have much going for him. The rotations have come in, but Sumdai Young has snuck through this smoke, and this leaves it all onto Cold Zera. In a 1-on-3, this bomb is going to go down for Team Spirit. Cold and Pop Dog. Got to wait for this smoke to dissipate now. This isn't ideal, right? Cold hates this. He hates every waking moment of having to wait for this smoke to fade. It's delayed his progress of getting into this site. He doesn't really know where Team Spirit are either. They've had a lot of time to set these post plants up. Now he rains out the first shot. He's already anticipating that there's going to be a main peak, and it does come through, but he's not able to connect the shot. 10-5 for Team Spirit at the end of the first half of play on their map pick. Things are looking good here. So join us after a quick break to see if they can finish it off in the second half.
The damage he's done. Sweet little whispers he will say in your ear. I know that Mr. Man is loving my dear. He'll break your heart like it's fun, 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 fun. That boy's a loaded gun. Ooh, take it to the grave. Ooh, all the loving you gave. Take it to the grave. And don't admit to
Wow, boy, oh boy, Team Spirit leading the way and doing it in style. 10-5 up right now at the end of the first half of play. Now they move into the CT side of trade. FaZe, they've got their work cut out for them. They're brandishing 2 smokes, flashes, and a Molotov in this round. Both these smokes going to get thrown over towards this A bomb site, and the rest of the gang going to try and come through Pop Dog. Now, BMAS already dropped literally upon his entry into the site. My word, this pistol round is, it's already over, isn't it? It's all on Rain. 1 on 5, now 1v4. He does get one, but it's immediately dealt with. That was so quick. That was so clean. I don't even know, man. I feel bad for the observer. How do you even catch all those kills? How quick they come in.
Spirit, man, not only are the individuals just impeccable, but it seems like they have a setup for everything, a crossfire for everything. They're always ready, and not just a great T-side, but a great pistol as well on the second half to put them even further ahead. FaZe have to full eco here. They can't afford to dig a hole in both economy and rounds here. Full eco. Giving away 12. There's the... Oh, that's perfect. Oh, it hits Culver right in the face. I love that. He's got a lineup, Harry, for the jump throw above window. There's a reason, man, Spirit have like 80% win rate on every map they play. And that's because they just have so many tricks up their sleeve, man. So many tricks. They may have run through the CIS region with absolutely no problem. But to do it against FaZe, to do it against Fnatic yesterday, where they did 2-0, like, this is a whole new level of competition, and Spirit are up for the task.
I'm really glad that we're seeing Spirit deliver here. Especially after I spoke to you for an hour about them last night.
That would have been
a real fall from grace for me, wouldn't it? But over at this B site, BMAS doesn't fare too well, does he? That bomb actually gets dropped in a very inopportune place for him. He would have to swing very, very wide to get it. And obviously that doesn't come through. So Team Spirit, 12-5. But now this reinvestment coming through for the FaZe boys. They've got AKs out across the board. We do have an AWP on iDisbalance on the other side of things. He's playing that glass cannon, so that's something to keep an eye on.
Yeah, but is that really going to limit him at this point? 12-5 up. Spirit are going to be feeling pretty damn confident. FaZe going straight towards B. They want no funny business. They just want their best shot with a full smoke execute, but again, Spirit have read it well. iDisbalance on that rotate. As Brokey often did into the B bomb site, he will as well be here one step ahead. Rain, fast and furious, fire and flames. He goes through him and gets a kill. iDisbalance push towards the back. Can't see a thing from upper, and now FaZe is starting to get deep inside of the site. iDisbalance has to be very careful, and he will fall back towards CT to play retake. Safe decision, considering he's on the most valuable weapon in the game right now. BMAS pushed as well. Rain and him are swiveling on the site. Spirit are going to have a very hard round ahead of them, and already the first man getting knocked down.
Oh, there is a swing back in from Sumdai Young.
That's it.
Yeah, Team Spirit aren't going to go for this one, and they get out of it with that AK instead. That's why Sumdai Young goes for that peek, right? You want to try and get rid of Rain for a multitude of reasons. One is that he's about to go peeking in through the connector, and he was going to try and hunt down these saving players. And the other is that now he's upgraded that MP9 onto this rifle, and so suddenly this buy comes back in for Team Spirit in this round. You're even going to have armor behind the AWP of iDisbalance. And so you just get to have another run at this full investment.
Yeah, that's a good save for Spirit because, yeah, with a round lead, like when FaZe went for the same thing, essentially near the end of the half, it's a very different context, right? It looks rough. And it's like, damn, FaZe, they have to save there. But that's because they don't have rounds. Spirit have such a buffer to afford to play safe there. It's a better decision than throwing all your guns away in that B bomb site. Fast play out the Molotovs. Look at the damage these grenades have provided. Brokey has got a kill, and they're all coming up for FaZe, but 3 players on 20 health right now. Spirit, I don't know if they know how close, how attainable this round really is. If a player gives over a pick right now and they have that grenade dropping Rain, that's going to bait Spirit back into an excellent round so far. FaZe with a plant, but with Brokey and BMAS on 21 points of health combined, this is very, very doable for Spirit. Even the scout is versatile now. Cold on top of the train. He sees Magic's in the corner and drops in quickly. The AWP coming up from Ivy, but Chopper might just look to save. That's a quick kill from him. Now the low players for FaZe. The Spirit don't know they're the low players, and so they're not tempted in very fast. It's a slow stall, it's a wait, and it's a 7th round for FaZe Clan. There's no kits available on these two. There's nothing they can do. Now the only kit there was dropped in T-Con, or at least right in front of it.
And if you're Team Spirit here, the last thing you want is for FaZe to start to believe that they can get back into this game, right? Like, you want to be crushing them here and now so that you can get a handle back on the money as fast as possible. And so that's why they're tempted to keep these forces up. However, like, you look at what's in this round, and I don't really love it, honestly. Like, it's a pretty risky purchase. They've got a double AWP, but it's the lack of utility that scares me the most. Utility is so important on this map. And you've got 3 smokes and a flashbang. That is the extent of it. More specifically as well, like, it's the lack of Molotovs, right? Like, because Train is a map where if you allow the enemy to just swarm on in and push these sites, then you do get screwed. There's just no denying it. And these mollies are a great way to kind of whittle the opponent down or force some utility out from them or just make them reconsider. And you don't have that as an option now if you're Team Spirit. So you've just got to really react to whatever FaZe throw at you. Can they do that, though? This is where the double AWPs could come in handy. And Magic's getting afforded that first kill is certainly going to help. It's onto coldzera, no less. And he's been pretty instrumental for FaZe. They push up into the site. This bomb is going to be the last man in. They don't account for Chopper or Oil, but he's only able to find one. It's still the man advantage here for Team Spirit. Nico keeping up with his aggressive face, gets into the front line. Has players all around him, but this is where he might thrive. Brokey dropped, Nico gone. And this is the round for Team Spirit.
And Mir walked all the way through T-Con into toilets, through T-Spawn, and FaZe. They had BMAS up above the pop dog. He looks, he checks toilet, Mir's tucked, and then he looks away, and Mir peeks him. Like classic Counter-Strike timing there. But the big play comes out from Magix with the AWP, right? He goes Ivy early, he comes back towards B off the back of that rotate and gets 3 kills, very fast ones with the second AWP as well. He's not even the main AWP for the team, Harry, and he's locking him rounds for Spirit, locking him rounds that they need as well. Idis Balance, when we saw him back towards B, he just got abused by the utility and pushed back towards CT. So Magic's nice to see him get away with something there. Spirit have won more games of Train in the last 6 months than FaZe have played. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing for Spirit as well. That I think, you know, plays into how well they've been doing is the fact that they've just been grinding. They've been playing everything, qualifiers, you know, the road to Rio, DreamHack here, online cups, everything. They haven't been stopping. And, you know, with that many games played, you know, some teams might burn out, but because Spirit are on the up and up, and like you said, they're seeing the results in front of them, they're seeing, you know, the progress, it's only going to motivate you more to improve and keep working on what you're already doing. Right now, look at FaZe's money. It is a mess. It is a scrambled buy with 0 util other than Brokey, and he's on the AWP as well, so we want him scoped in. 13-7 for Spirit. If they win this round, FaZe are broke against 14, and the map likely follows.
Oh,
nice.
Well, Nico not feeling great about that one, and now Idis Balance with his eye on upper. He could have time of his life right now. Idis Balance accidentally falls off the top of Oil, but gets hit the 3rd time around, and he's dropped the bomb with these kills. It's fallen into the site as well to make matters worse for FaZe. Now, BMAS will deal with this AWP. However, he's lost his teammate, and BMAS left up 1v3. What can he do? The nade finds even more damage onto him. Looking for this kill in upper. Now, Samdai Young is like skirted on by, got down through the ramp and is holding onto the bomb. And while all this has happened, he did make some noise. So BMAS is clearing it, not ready for a second man up from Pop, but a nice little flick round. All right, he does find that kill. Now a little bit more to do and tries to flick onto Samdai Young. Does do the world of damage, but not enough to find the kill. 14 on the board for Team Spirit. No money for FaZe. Double AWP saved forward for a much cheaper reinvestment here for the Team Spirit side. And this this could be how it all falls apart for FaZe Clan here on trade.
At least a bomb plant would have been something there for FaZe, but they don't even get that. They barely get into the bomb site. Nico can't go in first because of the damage done by the grenade, and he just hangs around on the ramp and gets picked up. The bomb never makes its way because of that orb. And Magix may have put up a big defense on B with that orb in the other round. Well, IDisBalance, he'll do his best as well. 3 kills there. This is the Nico from FaZe. This is them essentially giving away map point and playing for overtime with, 8 rounds behind by that point. What are the chances? What's the reality of that? Pretty low. And even lower with Chopper doing things like this. Pushed up with a shotgun above PopDog. He's cleared it out. He knows they have to be hitting A. And now Spirit can have their wits about them. A triple Ivy setup that will peel away a little bit with that position being clear. And FaZe going to try and make up for lost ground above the B halls. Chopper missing the timing. Very, very close though. And we'll just let FaZe get control here. But with this position, you can see he can take a shot. He can drop off. Pop's being covered. And really, there's no sanctuary. There's no safety here for FaZe. In fact, the safety's off for Spirit. They're not firing blanks.
Oh, this gun is terrified. Auto shot, he doing the damage. They do actually get into the site, and there's a chance at a bomb plant here. That's sick for FaZe. If they get this down, that's a nice little cash injection towards the end of this path. Luckily enough, Mir has got IDisBalance's back, and he's not going to let that round fall too much further out of hand.
I love that IDisBalance rushes the bomb there, right? Like, the money is everything in this case, and you don't want to let FaZe get in, so fair enough, rushing it down with a deagle and looking for that kill. But for a second, he gets flashed, he misses the shots, he almost gets dropped. If FaZe get an AWP there in the post plant, they have a very viable round ahead of them. But luckily, the teammate comes in for Spirit, trades that kill, and cleans up the round, putting Spirit on 15-7. This is not a close game. This is not a close affair. This is domination on the map pick of Spirit. And Dust, who is up next. FaZe's pick, but a map that Spirit are not going to be worried about, especially not after this performance.
Ooh. Man, Mir is like the king of fire. He has somehow navigated his way through this one. He's parted the flames, and he lives in the little grey area in between. Now, he does get out of main after getting spammed. That was kind of the giveaway that he was there, so he's not keen on... Oh, right. Magic's going to nail Rain through the smoke, and that's quite a way to take an advantage here for Team Spirit at map point. Some Die Young flash into Pop. Now, Nico does drop in immediately, trying to be the knight in shining armor as he gets that trade, trying to keep the dream alive for FaZe. He'll leave PopDog after taking control. He dropped himself as smoke out towards E-Box, and that's to give the illusion that he's still playing this Pop position. However, Team Spirit, they didn't really believe. They tried to go aggressive, and while it has given up this 3-on-3, they get the information that the bomb and Brokey were both in main. A missed shot from Magix, and the reposition deals with Brokey. Molotov forces him out into the open, but Magix is still taking fights, and he's still taking names. Nico, 1v3, shut down by IDisBalance. And Team Spirit, they take trade in a pretty dominant fashion. They get it locked in, and it's a strong performance across the board. I don't think I was looking at any one individual in that matchup there. Everyone's showing up today.
Yeah, those orbs were excellent on the CT side. Not just IDisBalance, but Magix as well, man. They really showed up today. Mir and Chopper, the consistent factor inside of Spirit that we always talk about. And yeah, I mean, this is Spirit. All right, this is a team that I don't think are just looking to get out of the group. I think this is a team that is looking to make playoffs, go further, make a real run in this tournament. Like you said, your prediction's looking good. FaZe aren't looking good. A map down and Dust 2 around the corner. We're going to see if they can make up for it. And we're going to see if our analysts can make sense of this game. So join us after the break for that desk.